Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I decided to make this video because a lot of people ask how they can send messages like this whenever someone votes for a bot or their server. So for this you don't need to have any kind of bot online, and you don't need anything. You just need to make a web server for a webhook. Today I will show you how can you make your own web server for webhook and send messages like this. So let's get started. First of all, we have to make a webhook. So uh, you need to actually code a web server, and for a web server you will need a VPS, or you can code it in some websites like Python Anywhere or Gliss, Ripple it, and there are many, but I will use Gliss because it's easy to use and straightforward. Okay, so let's go to Gliss website. It's gliss.com. Previously it was gliss.me. So let's start. You can choose any, but I will choose Gliss hello website. Okay, the project is now ready. First of all, we'll have to delete all the files here. And we will be coding this webhook web server using Python. So if you have previous experience with Flask or any other Python web framework, then it will be good, but I will be using Quart, which is similar to Flask. Okay, so first of all, let's create a file which will call requirements.txt. So having a requirements.txt file in your project makes it a Python project. So we have to add this. Without this, the project will not work. So what we need is Word. Okay, so we need Word here, and next we need a start.sh file. So, and also we can create some other files like the actual server.py. For now, let's just print hello world, and the start.sh will just run this file. So we can just say python 3 server.py. Okay, so if we now come over here, and we can see the hello world is actually showing here. That's good. That means it is working. Let's rename this one. So it's a top gg webhook. Oh, the name is big. So let's say let's name it top gg port, but there is already one. Okay, so this is available, top gg port. Okay, and now let's start coding the actual web server. We will create a folder, and in the folder we will have the init.py file. So inside app we have init.py file. We have to import Quart, and it's actually from the package Quart. From Quart import Quart, and then let's make an app. Okay, so we just made a basic hello world app actually, but with something different. It will return a JSON object. So then we need this server.py, and let's import the app from app, import app. So from app we are importing this app, and in the start.sh we'll need something different. So we'll use hypercorn to serve the app and bind it to the 8000 port. Let's see what the errors are. Hypercorn, so hypercorn is not here. Well, we can just remove this one and just type hypercorn. Hypercorn command not found. Okay, so that's not a problem. We can just open the terminal. We have to alias python is equals to python 3. So python becomes python 3, and then we have to install packages. So python 3 pip install. We have to install quert. It will install packages that requires for quert and also install the actual quert package. Now it's installed, and if we go to log, you can see the running on 127 and 8000. Next, if we now copy this one and paste here .me, so if we go this, so we can see webhook procs. That means our web server is actually working. So this is the basic setup of the webhook server, and now we can go to the coding part of the webhook that can send messages to our Discord server. So let's make a different route. Naming it webhook, but you can also say top.gg, no matter. And you have to define some methods here, what methods you will allow. So we are just allowing the post method. And we have to just load JSON. We have to also import request. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you can see in top.gg we are allowing the methods post, and we're getting the data from whatever posted here and loading the JSON and just returning the data. So this is for a test. We will test the API now. Let's go to a website that used to. Okay, and now say top.gg. We will do a post method. If we go to content and let's type okay, and if we send this one, it says not found. Let's clear this thing. Top gg here. Okay, there is extra g. If we send this, it says internal server error, and oh, okay, so JSON is not imported. we have to import JSON. And now if we send this, you can see whatever we are sending, we are getting it here. That means that the route is working. Now what can we do? We can post here using the top GG webhook service. So let's go to top GG. Let's come here. We can, this is my bot. Okay, so let's edit this. Go to webhooks, and you can see I have a webhook URL here. You might not have one, you can have on here. So what we will do, we will just copy this one and paste here. So this is our route actually, and this is the authorization. We can have any authorization, but I put some random and save it. If we save it now, and if we press this test, it will post some data to this and this. Okay, so we are not showing it. We can just print the data here to see actually what top GG posts. If we go to the log, come here, and if we click on this test, it says test done, and you can see top GG posted this. So top GG posted the bot ID, the user who actually voted, and it's a type of test. If it was not a test, an actual vote, this type would be upvote. So we will handle both. So first of all, we have to check for authorization, because this is authorization. For now, if anyone posts something similar to this, the bot will our web server will think that it's from top GG, but maybe it's not, maybe it's from a different untrusted source. So that's why we have this authorization. Let's check this one. So copy this, and we have some headers here. Okay, and authorization token, or we can say authorization is equals to let's just print the headers for now. Okay, it's done. Now let's test. Okay, so test it. Okay, so we don't need to avoid this. This is not an async function. Clear this one. Let's test it, and you can see we got something like this. So in this you can see this authorization, and you can see this one. So this is actually similar to this, so we can use this authorization to filter out the requests from top GG, if it is actually from top GG or not. So okay, so let's try this, and we can just copy authorization and paste it here. That's it. Now if we come over here and test again, you can see it is printing the authorization token. So we now know how we can get the authorization token. So we can say authorization is equals to request headers, and you can say authorization, and we will add an if else. So if authorization not equals to, and we can use this string not equals to this, So we can say print unauthorized. Also we can return an error 401. Okay, so now you can see when we tested it from here we got everything, but if we now send this one, you can see bad request. Okay, so this is a bad request, this server could not understand, so something this, oh, now it is not working, you can see, because it's a bad request or something. If we come over here we don't see any error, and if we now send it from here we got the whatever it is, the JSON object. Okay, so that's it. Now you can see top GG actually posting the thing that we need to see who got it. Okay, so next is how you can send this data to your Discord server. So I have a test server here, let's create another one. I am naming it webhook. We can go to integrations, create a webhook, and we can just copy the webhook URL. Okay, so we can paste it here. So this is the webhook URL, and now you can post this data coming from the actually this data to the webhook. So let's see how you can do that. So for that we need AIO-HTTP, and to use AIO-HTTP we will need to install that. Okay, so AIO-HTTP is now installed. Next we can uh, request the data to the webhook. So okay, let's import it AIO-HTTP. Now what we will have to do, async with AIO-HTTP dot client AIO-HTTP dot, I forgot actually. Oh, okay, client session as session. No, async with session dot post, and we are posting data to session, and we first of all we need to post the URL, and the URL is actually the webhook, and then we need some other data. So let's see the AIO-HTTP post, how we can make a post request using AIO-HTTP. Okay, okay, so we can post URL and the data. Okay, so for the data we need to understand how the Discord webhook works. So Discord webhook send embed. So how you can send embed to webhook. What is this actually? Let's see this one. Maybe this one is okay. So you can see this is a big thing, and this actually sends something similar like this. We'll just copy this one for now, and this is for reference now. So the webhook data is equals to this. Okay, so we can just now remove this one, and we can say data is equals to webhook data. Let's see if something goes wrong. Okay, so yeah, and we can just pass. So we are posting, and let's try posting wire here. And if we go over here, name true is not defined. Okay, so where is okay, we have true embeds. We can just for now remove these embeds. Okay, let's remove this, make it a simple webhook. Okay, that's it. If we now come over here and send this one, webhook send text message up to 2000 characters, and you can see we are actually sending the webhook here. If you see whatever is written here, so if we write hello and make the name to something like our webhook and save it, let's delete this, also this, come over here, let's click on test. You can see our webhook and hello. So this is how we can send data to using a webhook to our server, and you can see this is also sending as a bot. That's how actually webhook works. And we can sense the image here. We can also go to Google and download an image. Let's say cat images. Let's take this one. Okay, we can just copy image address, come here and paste it here. Oh, this is very big, but that's not a problem. Now come here and okay, you can see the cat image showing here. Let's delete this one and test again, and you can see actually we're sending the data here. Next, now let's customize this thing. So someone wrote it, and whatever, let's keep it that, and we can say someone with ID, and we have this data. We already know this data. Let's just for now keep it that way. Let's comment this thing and let's print the data again. Okay, so this is the bot and the user actually. So we have to work with this user. Okay, so with id data user voted this bot or maybe server. Okay, so it is saved, and now if we click on test, so you can see someone with id 69 voted this bot or server. So if you see my id, copy id and paste here, you can see this id and this id is same. So we have the user id and voted this server, so we have everything. We can also say the time when the bot actually get voted. Okay, so let's to show the time we can use some libraries also, or also we can just say current time and date time now, and we have to just import date time. If we now test this, so someone with id voted this server and the time actually shows here, but this does not look good. This is not a good time. We will see later videos how we can show the actual name and the time in a better way. Also send it like embed like this. So thank you for watching this video. Let's see you in the next video.